Hi everyone, welcome again to another release webinar. Today we want to show you our Winter 16 webinar. This release is characterized by its abundance of features that revolve around our new revamped reporting module. We are also going to show you our BI module, which I'm sure you're going to like, and another set of really cool features. We're going to speak to some guests around the office today. But before that, let's start with our agenda. So, as I said, we're going to speak about our new redefined reporting module. We're going to show you the BI module. And then I'm going to show you our new Mac agent. And lastly, we're going to speak about some features that were suggested by you, our customers, via our community. If you have questions, you can use the link below. Just click and our representatives will be with you. And of course, you can also ask questions on Twitter at @SysAid #webinar. Now, we can't have a webinar without our VP of Products, Oded Moshe. So, how are you, Oded?
I'm great, Michael. It's great to be sitting in my office this webinar this time and having you do all the hard work like you said. But that'll give me a chance to chat with all you guys online.
Well, I let you off the hook this time, okay? But don't get used to it. Please tell us a bit about this version and what it contains.
Sure. Well, in most releases, we have one major feature that changes the way customers work and improve. Today, in the past release, we had third-party integrations. Before that, we had patch management. This release, we're focusing on the analytics side of SysAid, and we're bringing not one but two major. The first one is we completely revised the reporting module, allowing you customers to create codeless reports on your own, dragging and dropping fields, controlling the layout, and much more. You'll enjoy that. Change the way we work with our reporting. And the second major enhancement is the BI analytics. We actually joined forces with a leading BI vendor called Click, and we embedded their technology within our software as add-on, and we're giving it in a very comfortable price. You know, when you go and you do BI projects on your own, they can get very expensive. By embedding it in our solution, all you have to and you have it up and running. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that, and you'll get some very important insights on your service desk in the form of BI analytics.
Well, thank you, Oded. I'm going to sign off this quick chat with you now because we have a lot to see. So let's start with taking a look at our redefined reporting module. Okay, so let's start to take a look at our new redefined reporting module. So in order to get to the reporting module, we need to go to Analytics and click Reports. And the first thing we'll see is the My Reports tab, which functions as kind of a favorites tab for the reports you reuse. We'll see in a minute how to get reports into this tab. If you want to see all the reports in your system, we have the All Reports tab. Now right here, as you can see, we have completely redesigned the interface. So instead of the tree you had before, now we have categories, which you can collapse. And we've also added the ability to view this as a list, or as a list, and as large icons, as you can see here. Now, this part here is a set of functionalities you can run per each report. So you can run the report, you can send it via email, you can schedule it, and if you have the ability to customize your reports, which we're going to speak about in more detail in a moment, then you can also duplicate the report and make changes on that duplicate according to your needs. Let's take a quick look at one function here, which is the scheduling function. Let's schedule this one. So we'll click schedule, and what you can do here is basically, like it says, schedule the reports to be generated automatically at a set date, and you can send this report to either one of your colleagues, your superior. You can add other people here. Let's add Odette, for example, and you can determine the subject of the email that's going to be sent with this report attached, and of course the content of the body. Now, this ability used to only be possible only if you had the manager's portal module activated in your account, but now we've opened it to everyone free of charge. So if you just purchased SysAid and you want to schedule reports, you can do that right away. And let's click done here. Now once I click done here, it will move to the scheduled reports tab, where you can edit the schedule if you want to change it, send it via email, or run it. Let's quickly run the report. Now I'm not going to look at the result right now. We're going to do that later on. What I do want to show you is the recent reports tab. So I just ran the SR per admin overtime report, and say I want to look at the results again. I don't need to run it again. I can just download the file here, which is a very nice and efficient feature. Let's go on and take a quick look at some more cool features that we added here that are going to make your life a lot easier. We've added this little pencil here. All you need to do is to click it, and what it does, it opens the interface for your complete control, which means you can take this square here and drag and drop and reorder your reports. You can also, if you want, move reports in between categories. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. If you click this edit button here, you can rename your reports, you can change the category, and you can limit the access to this report based on groups. And the last very cool feature that I want to show you here is the reports search. So basically, if you want to find all the reports dealing with tasks and projects, all you need to do is start typing it, and the list will be filtered and you can easily find your report. So that was for the new interface and how you can organize your reports and organize the way you generate the reports, scheduling, and so forth to meet your exact business needs. Now what I want to show you is the icing on the cake, which is the new customization capabilities. Now, if you've been with us for a while, then you know that we did have reporting customization capabilities before, but when the reports got a little more complicated, we needed the use of a third-party application called iReports. Now we've basically eliminated the need for the use of iReports, because you can create any report you would like in SysAid totally codeless. Let's see how it's done. So first thing we need to do, we'll need to create a new report. So let's create it. Let's say I want to create a report that shows how many service records were generated related to installation issues. So let's call it installation issues. And let's place it in the new reports category for now. And we'll leave it accessible to all groups and click done. Okay, so there's my new report. I'm going to open it. So what am I seeing here? Basically, I have this tab here on the right with various tabs which enable me to perform various actions on my data, and I have my data visible here. Okay, so right now I'm in the filter tab, and the data I'm seeing is from the last 7 days. That's the default, and I want to enlarge this date range, so I'll go say 2 months back. Let's click the first one, and until the end of this month. Done. Now I have just a little bit more data to work with, and I want to filter out of this data just the incidents that deal with installation. So I'm going to go to the category and select installation. Very simple. And of course, if I wanted to, I could go another level down and use the subcategory and select general. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. As you can see, we have more filters available here. The service record type, company status, the request time, of course, which we saw. If I click here on the advanced, then I can also add more filters. Okay, I can click add new filter and say I want to filter by priority, for example, okay, which is not in my filter list as of this moment. So that's really easy to add. I'll select priority here and is highest. Great. Let's click done. Okay, and you see my list is filtered even more. As you can see, the nice thing about this is you can see the result immediately. So even before you generate this report and print it, you have a perfect understanding if it's generating the data that you need as of this moment. Imagine how much time this saves you. I'm going to remove this filter for now. Let's remove it back. There's our data again. Okay, so this is the tab filter and what we could do with it. But I want to take this a step further, and let's say I need other fields here. No problem. All you need to do is click this pencil icon here, and then you click the data tab, which will appear. And as you can see, you have a list of all the available fields in your database. Now all you need to do is grab a field and drag and drop it to the list. Let's say for the sake of this example, I also need to see the close time of the incident, so I'll just take the close time and drag and drop it right here, and you see it's added to my list, no problem. Okay, so this is all good and nice, but I want to see the list not as a list, but I want to see it grouped. All I need to do is go to one of the columns. Okay, you'll see this arrow right here. Click it, and we have another set of options. We can sort it by ascending or descending order, and we can group by this field. And as you can see now, the list is grouped by status. Now, in part of your reports, you will sometimes want to contain some kind of visual depiction of what's going on. So what we'll do, we'll go to the layout. As you can see, we've added various types of charts that you can use. And with one click, you can add a pie chart to your report. We also have bar charts, graphs. We won't go over each and every one. But what I want to show you here is the pivot table, which is very nice. And this gives you a very good table representation of your data. And on top of that, you can make your own tweaks per each and every graph. For example, right now I'm seeing this table, but it doesn't mean much to me because it's sorted by the service record number. Not a very good representation. I want to show it according to status. So I'll just go here to the chart parameters and I'll select the status row. This is a lot more clear. I can see how many service records I have per status, and I can do that to basically any chart that I have here. Here, for example, also I can show the pie chart according to status, no problem at all. What else do we have here? So we have a bunch of parameters that will determine how my generated report is actually going to look. Okay, so for example, if I want the chart position to be first or last, the size of this chart, do I want it small, medium, large? I like to go for medium. Let's see what else do you have here. I'm not going to go over each and every parameter, just the important ones. So here we have the paper layout. Do we want to set it as portrait or maybe landscape, the output format of the report, and we can determine whether we want a cover page, a header, or a footer for the report, and we can edit the content of the cover page. Let's call this inflation report, and in the header I can determine which parameters are going to appear. So I have a set of parameters here. You can let's select our logo and the report title. Okay, that's enough, you get the idea. And same goes for the footer. Okay, and one other last thing that I forgot to do is I want to check include list. Okay, I can either show just the pie chart, or I can also include another page with all the data related to that pie chart. So we're ready to save and generate the report. How do I save it? Click this floppy disk icon, which will never leave us, I guess, and just click run report. So as you can see, we have the front page of the report, and we have the logo here like we determined, and there's our pie chart and the data in a list. So that's it for the reports, and we're moving on. Well, that was our new and redefined reporting module. Now it's completely new, and I'm sure you guys have questions. So remember, we have a running banner at the bottom of the screen. Just click it, and one of our representatives will assist you. Now I want to show you our BI module, and I'm sure you're going to be impressed with this one. You'll see we didn't name this webinar BI Galore for nothing. Okay, let's start.
Over the course of time, data is accumulated in your help desk or service desk system, which is very valuable. But it's valuable only if you really analyze it and make wise decisions based on it. With SysAid's new business intelligence analytics, you will be able to get an insightful glance at your existing data and analyze it. The built-in smart visualization tool will help you explore and navigate your data. Then, as you dive into your data, you'll be able to always ask the next question and understand it better. This will allow you to measure and improve the performance of your help desk or service desk. And you'll be able to do it from any mobile device. Let's see how it works. SysAid provides a wide range of useful out-of-the-box dashboards. As you can see here, we have a variety of pie charts, bar charts, some KPIs, and advanced graphs. In this dashboard, you can see a breakdown of all your categories and the total number of tickets. If you're interested in knowing which source is generating the largest amount of tickets, you'd use this source over time dashboard, which shows you a view of the source of tickets over time and a view of each admin and the amount of tickets he or she got per day. And there are other dashboards you'll find useful. If you'd like to analyze the raw data by filtering it and looking at each parameter separately, you can simply select it. Browsing through the different dashboards retains the selection throughout all the views. Here at the top you can see the current selection, and I can also add more parameters to it. You can see that immediately the number changes according to your selection. If you'd like to select a number of parameters with one click, that's very easy to do using the advanced selection tool. Let's make a selection of a few parameters right here. Another very cool way of analyzing your data is via the average chart right here. You have the ability to zoom in and out at a specific area that you identify as problematic. Then, again using the multiple selection tool, you circle the part you would like to concentrate on and click select. Now, like you saw before, The view is focused on the selected area. If you'd like to remove a selection, simply click here. In a case where you'd like to look at a different combination of parameters, all you need to do is go to the full selection and select the necessary parameters from the available fields list. You can even select the time range and move it to see the relevant data based on the period you selected. And lastly, if you're not sure about the name of the KPI or parameter you need, you can simply search for it. As you can see, if you select one of them, you can drill down to look at a detailed list of tickets related to this particular attribute. This is just a small glimpse of many new ways you'll enjoy exploring your data and extracting the important insights to take decisions that will help you improve the service you provide.
So that was our BI module. As we were presenting in the last segment, we started to get some questions on chat, which we think the answer is going to be of benefit to all of you. So we're going to have a quick chat with Ari, who is our Gold Business Services team leader, but is also helping us today on chat. So, hi, Ari.
Hi, Michael. We're getting a lot of questions today about the tool you just showed everyone. So I want to take a moment and address the most common questions that we're getting. The first question is, how can I get licenses for this new tool? The second question is, what's it going to cost? So the good news you need to do is email your account manager at care@sysaid.com, and we'll get you all the information you need to get licensed for the BI tool. We currently have an amazing competitive pricing plan put out for 2 admins. Get in touch with us and we'll help you get taken care of. Now, we're going to look at another question real fast. From our chat today, we've got another question regarding KPIs. Is it going to be possible to add more KPIs? The answer is yes. We're going to use our professional services team to help you get these KPIs in. So go ahead and give us a quick email. We'll get you the information you need. Now, the last question we're going to take today from our is the new reports module available for everyone? And I want to assure you, the new reports module is available free of charge. If you need to do advanced reporting and customize the out-of-box reports, Manager's dashboard will include the ability to customize these reports to your requirements. Go ahead and give your account manager an email today, and we'll make sure you get all the information you need for reporting in 2016.
Thank you very much, Ari, for taking the time to be with us today and answering these questions. So now we are at the more part of the webinar. Now, if you have a Mac station in your organization or business, this next one is going to interest you very much. Let's take a look. So, like I said, this one is going to interest in particular people who have Mac stations and are managing Mac stations in their business. We've developed a whole new Mac agent that now supports chat and remote control. So in order to install it, all you need to do is go to settings here, then network discovery, deploy agents, and simply create a deployment task. Okay, this is not something new in SysAid, and if you've been working with SysAid for a while, you've probably done that at least once. You just put in the IP address of the Mac station and set this to deploy. Right here in the domain user, you'll have to put in the root user of the Mac that has root privileges. Okay, let's put in my name for the sake of this example and the password. Now I don't want it to repeat. That's that. Click add, and when you're good and ready, you can click run now. Another option to do that is to go to your Mac agent, log into SysAid, and simply go ahead and download the Mac agent to your Mac station. Okay, the difference between the methods is simply if you have a lot of Macs and one single Mac. Okay, and what I showed previously, you can put in an IP range, and here we're dealing with with just a single station. So you'll see the Mac agent download right here. If you want instructions on how to install it, click here and it will lead you to a page that explains exactly how to do that. I'm not going to do this in this webinar. I'll let you experiment and play with that. But I've already opened a session right here. And as you can see, it's fully functional. I can basically do whatever I want in here. Okay. And the way to start a remote control session with a Mac is just the same as any computer in your domain. I'll go into SysAid now. Let's go to Assets, Assets List, and here is the Mac that I've installed previously. And you just go in here and click RC, Start, and it will start the session. And in addition, if I go ahead to one of my incidents and say I place this Mac as my main asset. Okay, let's change this to the Mac. Okay, as you can see, I also have the remote control ability here as well. And if I wanted to, I could also start a chat session from this incident with the user that is now logged in to this computer. So this is for the Mac agent. Like every release, our community drives a big part of what we develop. So now I want to have a quick chat with Danny Tashiev, who manages our customer community. How are you, Danny?
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me here.
Well, Danny, I think this is a great opportunity to first tell our customers about the community and how to join it, and how can they promote new features.
Well, first of all, if you're not yet a member of the community, you can go to www.sysaid.com/community and join. You can discuss SysAid, ask any questions, or discuss any IT-related topics. You can also submit feature requests or vote on existing ones. We will certainly consider all the votes and requests there alongside other factors, and I really hope to see you there.
Well, thank you for that, Danny. Now, what I want to do is show you a set of features that were all suggested by our customers and made it into this release. So let's go. So let's see a few features that you guys suggested and have helped us improve SysAid this time around. And I want to start with a very nice feature that enables us to modify the homepage of SysAid. Here, for example, the first thing I see when I log into SysAid is the manager's portal, but it doesn't have to be like that. We can also change it to something else. Let's say I want the incidents list to be my homepage. So all I need to do is go to the incidents list and add it to the favorites. Now it's added here. And click Organize Favorites. Click on the incidents list and set it as the default home page. Let's click OK. And now I'll log off. And I'll log back in again. And as you can see, we have the incidents list as our home page. The next feature that I want to show you is our improved groups management. We've incorporated the list method into the group management as well. Before it was incorporated just partially. Now it's all managed by a list. So let's see how it works. I'll create a new group and I'll call it webinar. And I want to create an administrators group for this example. I can also set the support level and enable groups permission. We'll click OK.
Let's search for webinar, so it'll be easier. And there's our group. And now all I need to do is add members to it. So I'll click add new members and say I want these 3 guys to be a member of my admin group. And basically that's it. I'll go back to the groups list. We've added some actions here that are very helpful. So let's search for webinar again. When I click this action checkbox, I have this option here which enables me to determine whether I want this admin group to be assigned to tickets or not. Okay? And I could also set the support level from here through more actions. Now the nice thing about that is, of course, that you can do this on multiple groups. If you select these, okay, let's say I want all of these to have a support level of 1. That's that. Let's go to the next feature. The next feature is the ability to demote an admin to an end user. And how do we do that? Simple. We go to administrators, and let's say I don't want Belinda to be an admin anymore. So all I need to do is check this and click convert to end user. Click OK, and SysAid asks me to pass all of Belinda's duties to someone else. So let's give it to June, and I could also include the closed service records if I want. And that's that. Belinda is now an end user. And another very nice improvement that will make your life a lot easier is the ability to include attachments in the email replies. Before we couldn't do that. If we wanted to include an attachment in an email reply in SysAid, we had to download the attachment and re-upload it. It wasn't very convenient, but we fixed it and we improved it. And now I'll just select this sample service record that I made beforehand. And as we can see, this is a message that has an attachment in it. Okay, we have this image. And if I reply to the client, we'll see that the attachment is included in the message. And we also had these 2 options that enable you to add the attachment also to the ticket if you want, and add a link to the files instead of actually attaching them to the message. Next thing we want to look at is an improvement to our filters. So let's, for example, go to the incidents list and start an advanced filter. Now say I want to see all the tickets that are assigned to June. Okay, and all of a sudden I change my mind. I want a totally different query. Now before we had a slight problem that if you change the query during this action, all the filters would reset. So if I chose or here instead of statement, I would have to reconfigure this line here. Now it's fixed and the filters do not reset, so you can add as many parameters as you want to the query and the filters will not reset. Okay, I'm just adding stuff here as an example, just as a proof of concept, nothing that has meaning. Okay, so this was also improved for you guys. And lastly, I want to show you a very, very cool feature that we added. It's called REST API, and what it enables is for third-party applications and custom-made applications, even phone apps. Okay, if you have coding experience or you commission someone to do that for you, you will be able to tap into the SysAid database and extract
data you want and just do whatever you want with it. I want to show you a very nice example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to expose my browser just a little bit. Bear with me, please. There we go. So now you see here this SysAid icon. When I click it, I'm getting kind of a plugin, and in this plugin I have records that are currently assigned to me, and if I click it, it's going to take me straight to that service record. Now this is something that we developed as an example, just as a proof of concept of what you can do with this API. So in this case, we developed a plugin for the Chrome browser. But like I said, you guys have the ability to basically do whatever you want. So if you want more information about how to work with the REST API, you can just go to our help center and simply look for REST API, and you'll find a very nice and detailed guide here on how to do it and how to work with it, with parameters, everything that you guys need. And on that note, I would like to thank our loyal Pathfinders for downloading the software and sending us your comments. You guys are a crucial part of every release that we issue, and we want to thank you for that. So we're going to send you some swags. You should expect these in your mailboxes very soon. And this is also the time to wrap up this webinar. If you still have questions, we still have the running banner at the bottom of the screen. Just speak to one of our representatives. They're going to be there for a few more minutes. And you can still continue to post questions on Twitter at @SysAid #webinar. So we'll see you on our next webinar. Bye.